So today we're adding a hay net to our AGI poly Bale ring. It's a pretty easy project, or so we thought, but somehow we completely forgot how we did this last time, even though it was like a month ago, which led to a full-blown brainstorming session staring at each other and considering all of our life choices.
And of course, we had tons of help, which is probably why this quick project took twice as long. Supervisor Blaze clocked in, uninvited, and after determining Dad and I were too boring for him and for the audience, he decided to put on his own show. But for now, back to the hay net.
So here's exactly how we did it. Materials used: 1 hay chicks slow feeder net, 3 pieces of 10-foot 3/4 inch PVC conduit. In step 1, we placed all 3 PVC pieces together and rolled them around the inside of the bale ring. We marked where the ends meet, then used a sawzall to trim it to size. Then we immediately forgot how we threaded the net, even though we built another one a month and a half ago. Cue staring, discussing, staring some more, which is exactly why we film things now, so future us remembers how we did them. We removed the string from the hay chicks net by undoing the knot and threading the string out.
And then, management shows up. Blaze, 27 years old, semi-retired, 0 qualifications, but very committed to his supervising. Every time we laid the net out nice and flat, he immediately stood on it. Quality control, apparently. Trying to stretch it? Nope. Blaze needs to inspect, with his face directly in the way. Also, yes, before anyone comments, the mane, the tail, the general feral appearance. He's in his winter wild Mustang hair era. We don't question it, we just respect it. Blaze thinks that brushes are illegal until April when the conditioner finally thaws out. Here Dad and I are, wrestling this hay net. And if you've ever wrestled a hay net, you know. It's basically fighting a giant spaghetti monster. And Blaze is like, "Here, let me help." Thanks, buddy. Exactly what we need. And then, when Dad and I get boring, he decides the audience clearly needs some more entertainment. So now he's performing, just putting on his own little show out there for no apparent reason. And then he decides his shift's over. He's bored of us and he's gonna go eat. Anyway, if your farm projects don't take twice as long because of one of the helpful horses, are you even doing it right? Alright, back to the hay net before our supervisor files a complaint.
Then we threaded the PVC through the outer edge holes of the net, going through about every 4 holes, sliding the net along as we went.
So, how did I acquire these awesome feeders, you might ask? Well, if you know me at all, you already know it is absolutely 100% against my DIY farm girl nature to buy anything brand new. Like full price, retail? Nah, could never be me. If there's a used one within a 200-mile radius, I will find it. Marketplace is so my friend. So when my husband asked what I wanted to do for our anniversary weekend, I very casually, very innocently suggested a cute little weekend getaway. You know, small town, fall leaves, Oktoberfest celebration, coffee shops, super romantic. Just so happened to be 3 hours away. And just so happened to be near another small town, where someone was selling a whole pile of used AGI bell rings. What are the odds? So naturally I said, we should probably take the truck, just in case. He didn't even question it. Didn't ask why we needed a truck for a romantic getaway. Didn't even ask why I packed ratchet straps and leather gloves. Nothing says happy anniversary like loading bale rings in a gravel lot behind someone's barn. But honestly, third the price of a new one, lightweight, safe, and exactly what we needed, best anniversary gift I've ever gotten myself. And technically, I saved us money by not buying brand new AGI bell rings and by preventing future vet bills. So really, this was a very financially responsible anniversary trip. Or that's what I told him anyway. I mean, it could be worse. Some girls want expensive jewelry and fancy dinners for their anniversary. I just want discounted livestock equipment.
They do have a few cracks from hard use, but they were about 1/3 the price of new, and honestly, Dad and I can probably fix them. Heavy emphasis on Dad. I decided to try these rings because they're super safe, they won't rust, they're lightweight, A normal person can lift them. I can, probably, if I try real hard. And they're adjustable, depending on how many panels you use. Which is perfect, because we always say we're going to try to make smaller round bales, and somehow they always turn into 6-footers anyway. We're big fans of hay nets because they prevent horses from pulling hay out, reduce waste, and keep the feeding area cleaner. I personally love hay chick nets for their durability, even with Blaze's notorious scissor teeth. When Blaze was younger, we used a slow feeder. As he's gotten older, I've switched him to the 2.5-inch holes, and it's been perfect for him. Most of my other horses still use the original 1.5-inch holes. Before the AGI bale ring, we would completely net the bale, then place it inside a traditional bale ring. It worked fine, but it was cumbersome, time-consuming, and not exactly fun with freezing hands in winter. So when we got the AGI bale ring, we decided to attach the net directly to the ring. That way we can lift the ring, plop it over the bale, and be done. And guess what? It works perfectly. I was a little concerned about cleanup, but the horses pick it just as clean as a normal hay net. And honestly, it's even better. If there's a little hay left, no problem. Just plop a new bale on top, drop the ring over, and call it a day. No waiting until the net is empty, no dumping leftover hay. This gives us way more flexibility when we put hay out, instead of being forced to do it on a brutally cold day because they're too low to weight. While we feed round bales during winter, we do everything we can to keep it safe and healthy. We bale our own hay, so stay tuned for summer shenanigans. We make sure it's baled dry, stored immediately in a covered shed, and then fed under cover in bale rings. This is especially important for horses like Blaze who take longer to finish a bale. We also set bales on tarps, use plastic pallets underneath, and keep everything covered to prevent moisture and mold. Keeping hay dry sounds simple, but it definitely comes with challenges. You'll see those in future episodes. Once the entire net was threaded, we rolled it inside the ring and snapped the PVC together. Side note, PVC can be stubborn to bend. If you're struggling, brace it against a wall or barn to help form the circle. Step 6. We finally push the PVC into one of the grooves on the AGI bale ring. If the PVC is sized correctly, you don't need any extra fasteners. It stays locked right in place. And that's how we made a hay net for our AGI poly bale ring using a hay chicks net. It's safer, faster, less wasteful, and way more winter friendly. If you like real-life farm fixes, honest mistakes, and learning things the hard way, make sure to subscribe and stick around for more DIY horse shenanigans.